Well, do I remember the first time I saw the Kanohi or Mask of Light? Truly no more vile or disgusting thing has ever been created in this universe. There it was in the hands of pterodax, not even having the courtesy to be the color of a lump of wet clay when not being worn. Oh no, the Evoki gleamed golden. Locked within it was the one power we Makuta dreaded, and the unspoken promise of something far worse, the existence of an actual Toa of Light. Whispered rumors had reached Estral that such a mask had come into existence on Artaka. Naturally, Makuta Kojol, being the idiot he was, had not learned this directly, but he was more than ready to lead an armada against the island and seize the thing. Pterodax wanted a subtle operation. A few Rakshi. That's all. Kojol, at his peril, chose to ignore this. He assembled a strike force of Vizorak, Rakshi, and even a few Exotoa, intending to overwhelm any defenses on the island with one crushing blow. It didn't work out that way. The first thing Vizorak ran into when they hit the beach were two massive serpents that seemed to be made of crystal. The Vizorak, supremely confident as always, thought they would make short work of such large rahi. Instead, the rays of the sun, focused through the bodies of the snakes, promptly incinerated the entire first wave. Kojol pulled his ships back and tried another approach. Fortunately, Rakshi are good climbers and were able to get a claw hold on more treacherous terrain. While the Matoran took a heavy toll on the Rakshi, they bought enough time for the first Exotoa to deploy. However, and with their power added to the battle, the island fell. Kojol should have, taken everything in sight from the fortress, but it took him so long to come ashore, and so long to find the Evoki, since the interior of the fortress was booby-trapped. And then he claims there was this intense blizzard as he tried to depart. Worse, he was never supposed to have set foot on the island at all. The point was for this to be a secret raid, not one that could be tied to the Brotherhood. True, Vizorak and Rakshi are associated with us, but without the actual presence of a Makuta there, we could still deny knowledge of what happened. Kojol returned to Destral in triumph, and despite disobeying orders, Pterodax praised him for claiming the mask. The Toahaga who served us showed no indication they knew anything about the raid, meaning somehow our plans were safe from view. The story, it seemed, was over. Then something strange began to happen. Two squads of Rakshi dispatched to a remote part of the southern continent were never seen alive again. When I found them, their armor was reduced to scraps and their krata to dark smears on the ground. It seemed an interesting coincidence that they were the same Rakshi who were on the Artaka raid. The Exotoa were next. In the middle of the night, they vanished from their guard posts. To this day, we have no idea what became of them. By then, I was beginning to suspect that Artaka, or someone close to him, was taking revenge for our raid. That would mean Kojol would be next. Pterodax needed to be informed immediately. So naturally, I did nothing. Why? Because Kojol was a posturing, arrogant, obnoxious buffoon. If someone else wanted to spare me the trouble of killing him one day, so be it. Oh, it looked like an accident, of course. He was visiting Zia, presenting them with a new armor-eating virus he wanted them to incorporate into a weapon. Either he made the virus better than he knew, or someone else substituted a different one. For when it escaped, it turned out to have a taste for protosteel. His armor was devoured in seconds. Well, accidents happen. Of course, that didn't explain how his energy form wound up in a high-temperature vortex furnace where it was completely destroyed. The virus had died almost immediately upon finishing its work, and we have never seen its like again. The vortex claimed innocence, but Pterodax ordered part of the island razed anyway, as a reminder to them to be more careful in the future. It was only later that I realized what a fool I had been. Kojol was the only one who knew where the island of Artaka was, and I should have forced the knowledge out of him before he died. When the Brotherhood tried to scout others likely to know where the island might be located, we found they'd all mysteriously died. Artaka, if it was him, was being very thorough. In the end, we did not keep the Mask of Light for long. Pterodax's squad of Toahaga actually dared invade the Destral fortress and steal the mask. They paid for it in the end. Remind me to write sometime of Rudaka's nasty sense of humor. But they did escape with the mask. Once that happened, we knew there was Toa who had divined our new purpose in life. The plan had to go forward swiftly. The time had come to bring down the Great Spirit and begin our march to power.